Corporate sales manager, Shanam Devani, remembers savoring dinners with his family at his Persian spot. Now he's bringing his son to dine there to listen to the stories of times past while tucking into the same dishes he's enjoyed for years. On Green Street in North Beach, it's called Maykadeh.
My dream was always to come to America, since we did not have a freedom in Iran. At age 17, I came here to go to college, and I had to support myself, so I started working in restaurants at night. Now, I've been doing that for like 51 years now. My name is Mahmoud Khususi. My nickname is Mo, and the name of my restaurant is Maykadeh. Maykadeh means house of wine, but it's more than that. In a Muslim world, alcohol is forbidden, but in this little oasis, you can serve alcohol. It's served by beautiful ladies. We didn't have any Maykadeh in Iran for 400 years. That's the reason I chose the name Maykadeh for my restaurant. Persian cuisine is an aromatic cuisine, and the most expensive spice in the world, is saffron, and the best comes from Iran. I could say all the restaurants put together in San Francisco, they do not use saffron as much as we use in this small restaurant here. We use a top quality saffron, the best rice that comes from India, and I put my chefs against any Persian chefs anywhere in the world. I want my customers, when they come over here, to have a wonderful experience with the food that is different but yet familiar, and sitting in a restaurant that is the most aromatic restaurant in the whole city of San Francisco.
Okay, Shanam, this place has been open for 30 years. I mean, that's remarkable in the San Francisco dining scene.
It has been, and one of the beauties of this restaurant is that in the Persian community, I believe it's the oldest one that's lasted. It was a meeting place for everyone. When all the Persian events were held in San Francisco, everybody would meet there first. There was a wait for an hour or two outside. Yeah. But what's happened over the years, the reviews have come in, so now it's not just catered to the Persians. Right. You have everyone else from the Bay Area coming there. My favorite there is called the Sultani, which literally means fit for a king. It's a filet mignon skewered, and you get a second skewer of ground lamb and beef. And it's grilled over a mesquite with basmati rice. One of the traditional salad that we have is called the salad Shirazi, and it's diced cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, and it's more like a condiment to the basmati rice. And then they make their own yogurt with dried shallots. It's called masta musir.
Karen, what did you have when you went to Maykadeh? And was this a surprise to you?
Yeah, it was a surprise. I didn't know much about Persian cuisine. I had a Persian cocktail. I had something called the Persian Lady. It was vodka, and there was a lot of pomegranate juice. Things on the menu, and it was delicious. And I enjoyed the appetizers the most. We had this eggplant and garlic warm, delicious thing, and we dipped the bread into it, and it was just really yummy.
And you get the pita bread and the radishes and the
it was just amazing. I loved that part. I travelled once through the Middle East for 5 months, actually backpacked, and this was the best pita bread and the best basmati rice I've ever had. Both of those things were just so light and fluffy and clean tasting.
You're making me hungry right now.
Unbelievable. The pita bread, we actually had to stop ourselves eating for it because the portions are so huge of the food. I actually chose the tongue. We had a lot in New Zealand. Lamb tongue, yeah. Yes. So it was incredibly moist and soft. And I loved the saffron with it. It made it very sort of delicate. The only thing for me was the sour cream, maybe a bit too creamy for me.
Eating offal, you can eat head to tail, really, of the animals in there.
One of the things I liked on the table was that big dish of, I think it's called sumac. It's like a maroon-colored spice, and I just loved it. I've never seen such a large portion of that on any table, so it was really fun to sprinkle that over the rice.
That comes from a flour. Just like saffron does. They use real Iranian saffron. It's expensive. And that's why you get that melts in your mouth flavor.
And that's what they're known for, is kebabs and meats.
Kebabs and the stews, yes.
And the stews.
They also have a lot of vegetarian dishes.
I went with a bunch of girlfriends. I had a few vegetarians at the table, and they were very happy with what they had. I had the steak. It was sliced thin. I think there was some lemon or lime on top. And the plates of rice were the largest plates of rice I think I've ever seen. I could have fed an army. Yeah, but it was fun to taste all the plates. I had a lamb shank with mine, and it was just so delicious and falls right off the bone.
And what else, Jody, did you
Well,
have?
I want to
Because of
go
your
back for that,
experience.
actually.
You want to go back to the lamb
Yeah,
shank?
we had the lamb stew with the lentils, and then it had this really unusual thing where it had like little fries, like little pickup sticks on the top of it.
It's called the qaimeh.
Oh, it was, yeah, I've never seen that before. And just the warmth of the stew and then the crunchiness of the pickup sticks. And you wouldn't think of lamb stew as being light, but somehow it was. And the service was amazing. I mean, we went on a sort of slow Tuesday night, but there was loads of stuff, you know, people coming and bringing the bread and all the condiments and filling up your water glass all the time. But also there was like a warmth there.
They treat everyone like family. I mean, it's always been that way. That's one of his successes, you know. Mahmoud is there greeting everybody. Sasha is there, his right-hand person.
You really mattered. Your opinion mattered. They really wanted to impress you. It was great. And also the fact that you could have a really good conversation. I'm sounding like an oldie, but these days I like to have a good conversation with people instead of yelling at each other.
One of the traditions that we have is the Persian tea at the end. It's almost like a digestive. It's actually the best part of the meal because you just sit back.
I use alcohol for that.
Yeah. You just sit back, and that's when actually the conversation over the table with whomever you're with.
We had this amazing the pear with the Shirazi reduction, and then the ice cream with pistachios in it, and the combination of that creamy, rich reduction and the sharpness of the pear and the ice cream was just incredible. I thought that was beautiful. And the baklava, normally I don't like baklava, but it wasn't too sweet and cloying. It was just right, just fluffy and just right. Yeah.
I have to say, I tried one of the most unusual desserts I've ever had. I've eaten a lot of desserts, and this was called Falooda.
I knew you were going to say
it's
that.
like frozen rice noodles.
It's like shaved rice noodles, but frozen, correct. And then they usually have it with the Persian rice with the pistachio. You have a little bit of each.
Yeah.
They go really well together.
Did you like it or not? I see your face and you're going,
you know, we all tried it, and it wasn't my favorite, but I'm glad that I tried it. You know,
Did
it was something
you have it with
totally
the ice
different.
cream or without?
We tried every dessert on the menu. Yeah.
All right, this is your restaurant, Shanam. Wrap it up for us.
Best Persian cuisine in California, without a doubt, maybe the country.
All right, and Karen?
I would go if you want to try something new and different with a bunch of friends.
Okay, Jody?
Don't fill up on the pita bread, but white linen and very gracious staff.
All right, if you would like to try Maykadeh, it's on Green at Grant Avenue in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-362-8286. It's open every day for lunch and dinner. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab for dinner without drinks is around $35.